It's invisible. I don't care if you want to call it a devil or a ghost or a demon. There's something in this home which has the intelligence to inflict physical and psychological harm upon this family.
Imagine an ordinary house from outside, but as soon as you step inside, you feel that the air has changed, as if the walls are listening to your breath and some invisible force is constantly watching you. This is the story of the Smurl family. The year was 1973. The Smurl family used to live in the best Pittston area of Pennsylvania, USA. But a terrible storm came here, after which their old house was destroyed, and they were looking for a new home. Because of this storm, the Smurl family had suffered a lot of loss. They had suffered a lot of loss, so they wanted a cheap house. And history has shown that whenever a house is found at a cheap price, there is something wrong with it. So the Smurl family found a new house on Chase Street. From the outside, it looked like an ordinary building. In one part of it, Jake and Janet lived with their 4 daughters, and on the other side lived their old parents, John and Mary. At the beginning of the family, they were very happy. They thought that life would come to an end. But they did not know that such paranormal events were going to happen to them. Because of this, a horror movie will be made above their lives in 2025. Conjuring: The Last Ride. So today we are going to know the real-life story of this movie. We are going to know what happened to this family in real life. After coming to this house, everything was going normal with the Smurl family. Jake got a promotion in his work. Janet also started working as a volunteer in a local school. Grandparents' health was also going well. Everyone thought that this house was perfect, but this perfect house slowly started showing its real face. First, there were some small incidents. Like a strange sound started echoing in the room. Somewhere, there were mysterious stains on the paint, as if someone had forcibly left the box. And the scariest thing was that even after the power went off, the appliances would automatically turn on and off. The TV would automatically turn on at night. And after these incidents, the stench started. The house was filled with a terrible smell of sulfur. It felt like someone had opened the doors of hell. The plumber was called, the pipes were checked, but nothing was found. But still, the people of this family thought that let's ignore all these small things. But this house was not going to ignore them. Gradually, the atmosphere of this house was changing. It felt like some invisible evil power was growing here. First of all, Mary and Janet felt these incidents. They saw their lookalikes roaming around in the house. Yes, you heard it right. Doppelgangers who looked exactly like them. Doppelganger is a German word. It means double walker, which means your other form, or to put it simply, a lookalike who is neither your brother nor your relative. But he looks exactly like you, and he does such things that turn your life into hell. Mary said that she used to hear Janet swearing, whereas at that time, the real Janet was somewhere else. Janet even saw her lookalike working in that house and swearing. Imagine if you could hear the voice of your evil copy in your own house. Gradually, the whole environment of the house was filled with fear and suffocation. It was not just a game of fear. Now it was becoming fatal. Because in the midst of this terror, Jake's mother, Mary, had a heart attack. She had a heart attack. And now this family realized for the first time that now this house is playing with their lives. But all this did not stop here. Things were going to get worse. One night, Jake was in deep sleep. Suddenly, strange whispers began to echo in his ears. When he woke up, he saw a terrible sight. A sight that no human can ever forget. A dark, terrifying shadow. A demon was walking near his wife Janet's feet. It was such a strange experience that, after seeing it, Jake's lungs stood up. These incidents did not just stop him from getting scared. Now these incidents gradually became fatal. Like one day, a light fixture fell from the roof. That is, a whole chandelier fell down. In this incident, Jake's daughter was badly injured. The demons did not spare his other daughter either. When she was coming down the stairs one day, someone pushed her, when there was no one behind her. And along with that, their 75-pound German Shepherd was also picked up by unknown forces. The invisible souls picked him up and threw him on the wall. His limbs were damaged. Imagine how scary the scene would be. But the small family living in this house could not go anywhere. To buy this house, they had spent their last penny, although they did not know about this house. That's why this house was sold so cheaply, and no one was ready to buy it from this small family. They had no way, but they had to save their lives. One night, Janet felt that some invisible force took her to the air in her sleep. For a few seconds, she was hanging on the bed without touching the ground, and her whole family saw this scene. Every night, a new scene of fear awaited in this house. Sometimes you could hear the screams of tearing your ears. Sometimes you could hear the strange sounds of a pig's growling from the walls. After seeing these strange events all night, when no member of the small family could sleep, so their condition was getting worse every day. And these strange sounds were not only heard by the family. In fact, the neighbors also said that when the house was empty, there were scary screams inside it. And now the biggest target of this house was Jake. One night, Jake claimed in front of his family that a ghost or shadow had come to him, and he bit his ear. He also showed everyone the wound in his ear. All the family members got very scared. Jake also told them the name of that evil spirit. His name was Scubs, and this spirit attacked him when he was watching TV at night. But these attacks did not stop here. One night, a spirit made Jake fall on his knees. He grabbed his hair and dragged him around the house on his knees. All his knees were damaged. The spirit hit him very hard. He could not even see who was hitting Jake. But there were physical attacks on him from all sides. They were in pain. And now these attacks were not only spreading fear in the house, in fact, they were also breaking their souls. And after that, they decided to take some hard steps. I am thinking that after being kicked so much. I mean, if I had seen a leaf spreading in my house, or I would have noticed that there is some paranormal activity going on in my house, then I would have taken my steps away from that house, and I would have run away. And because of doing all this, movies like Conjuring are not made on people like us. Movies are made on those who endure everything and still stay at home, and such brave and fearless families come as messiahs. Ed and Lauren Warren. The year was 1986. So far, the life of the Kismel family had become another name for fear and terror. The daily incidents had broken them, and they finally chose the path that any ordinary person would have chosen. The way to go to church. They asked for help from a Catholic church. They hoped that perhaps with prayers, blessings, and the sprinkling of holy water, these terrifying powers would run away from their house. That means the Kismel family was thinking that the father would enter from here, and the ghost would run away from the back door, but the church ruined the hopes of the Kismel family. They did not send the father home. They refused to help because they said that first bring some solid proof that there is a ghost in your house. Meaning, I am thinking that how will a person bring proof that there is a ghost? He will have to go there and feel it, literally. Was this a church, or by mistake they had reached some court? Anyway, whatever it was, this family was completely devastated. But the events that were happening with them were gradually becoming more and more popular. And finally they raised their hands for help. Ed and Lauren Warren. They themselves did not know that the paranormal activities that they were investigating, the families they were meeting, every one of them is going to be a blockbuster movie of Hollywood. I wish I could time travel from 2025. At that time, Ed and Lauren Warren would have been able to tell all these things. Anyway, the Warrens reached West Pittston. As soon as they stepped inside the house, they understood that this is not a house. This is a cave of ghosts, a strange coolness, as if an invisible snowy wave is falling on the body. Their eyes turned on the walls. Then they said that this house is not normal. There's a lot of dangerous hidden here. And literally, I have made a video on every house investigated by them. And I remember very well that going to every house. Ed and Lauren Warren's reaction was that this house is not normal. Something is wrong here, but this house was really not normal, because as soon as Ed took out his cross and started reciting mantras, in front of the family and in front of the Warrens, a black shadow began to rise from the ground and take shape. I mean, imagine a black smoke is coming out of the walls and the floor, and it is taking the shape of a human. And then, in a jolt, with a blast, that black smoke spread throughout the house. it became difficult for everyone to breathe. Everyone had to come out of the house. After that, Ed gave a statement to a local newspaper named Times Leader, whose words still stand up.
It's invisible. I don't care if you want to call it a devil or a ghost or a demon. There's something in this home which has the intelligence to inflict physical and psychological harm upon this family.
To deal with the ghosts of this house, Lauren took a very different path. She did something that she generally doesn't do. She went to every corner of this house, and she took both the daughters of this male family with her. She would talk to those daughters. She would go to every corner of the house. She wanted the ghost to come in front of Lauren. The ghost didn't come in front of her, but Lauren definitely found out who all are there in this house. And when she told the whole family in the evening, everyone went crazy. According to Lauren, there are not just one, but 4 different ghosts in this house. An old woman, a young but very cruel girl's soul, a man's soul who died in this house, and a poltergeist who was controlling everyone. And this was the same poltergeist who used to kill Jake at night. He used to grab his hair and drag it under his knees. And this was the controlling behind all these incidents. He wanted to break that family. He wanted to finish it because she was the oldest soul living in that house. And whoever used to come to this house, this poltergeist used to follow him. However, the people who used to live in this house before this family, they didn't have any such terrible incidents. Maybe there was something special in this family, which was attracting that soul towards itself. The ad said that this demon gradually became stronger as soon as this family started living here. By sucking his mental and physical energy, he kept on increasing his power. The ad also claims that the audio recording of that demon's voice is also there. He himself has seen that the things kept in the bedroom were moving by themselves. The stuff in the closet was falling down without touching any human. And when the ad took the name of Jesus Christ and gave the order with the cross in his hand, that leave this house. Then it felt like the walls of the house were shaking. The energy spread all over the house. But the souls didn't stop, because they didn't want to go from here, but they wanted to make people run away from here. Now, after all these incidents, the attention of the church also went towards this family. They also felt that the family is really in trouble. They sent some fathers. They sent them with holy water. They sent them to perform a small process of exorcism. But none of this helped. Even these souls were so clever that whenever someone comes to perform a ritual in the house, they stop all kinds of paranormal activities in the house, so that everyone thinks that the people of this family are mad. This ordinary house of Watt Pittston suddenly became a supernatural hotspot. People started gathering outside the house. Some people used to try to hear the voices of this house at night, and some people used to throw stones from outside to disturb the people of this house. Within a few days, this house of this family became a media circus. The cameras of the house all around, the eyes of the whole world were fixed on them. Everyone wanted to interview them, wanted to publish their articles in the magazine. Some people used to believe their words. Some people used to give different arguments to prove them wrong. But no one was helping them. There was no one who dared to spend a night with them in that house. Local journalists and paranormal experts lied to them. They said that this is all a hoax. Everyone was after this family, so that the courage of this family was answered. They thought that on one hand, the ghosts are drinking our blood, and on the other hand, since humans have come to know about this. Since then, these people have also been after us. Aidan Warren's also tried a lot, but those spirits did not want to leave the house, so a very difficult decision was taken. This family had to leave this house. The year was 1987. This family made a big decision when all its hopes were over. They decided to leave this haunted house on Chase Street after a decade. They packed their bags and said goodbye to the house and came back to Vicksbury, thinking that maybe they got some relief here. In 1988, Robert Curran wrote a book with Warrens, The Haunted, One Family's Nightmare. In this book, this family tried to reveal their experiences. Also, a movie was made based on this book. Its name was also the same, One Family's Nightmare. But even after leaving this place, it felt like some spirits had come with them. Something bad was happening to them. It felt like their bad time was going on. In 1989, a church did a supernatural persecution on this family during a sanctioned exorcism and relieved them from this curse. That was the time when the trend was going on in foreign countries. In every second and third house, it was said that this house is haunted, although they had to leave their house. But according to me, they should have done this in 1 to 2 years. There was no need to wait for 10 to 12 years. See you guys around by.